Start the recording, and man, the FOMO is real. Took a couple hours off for lunch and missed like 3 clean silver bullet trades. Are you kidding me? Wow. All right, so remember me saying earlier that for me to be right, it would need to be a false day on the DR? It was a false day on the DR. So we confirmed right here, and we failed down here. So anybody that took the retirement setup didn't get that one, but I can't believe that. I mean, it did it earlier than I expected, so that's kind of a bummer, but I was expecting something like this towards the end of the session. I was pointing out the equal lows here, and then this liquidity down here. I can't believe that. So maybe I don't take lunch anymore. I don't know. Missing at least on a Friday, because this is just ridiculous. Ridiculously good if you're trading the silver bullet. Anybody catch any of this? Any of these trades? JJ's typing. So we'll try to find out. I hope some of y'all made this money. Right around 1 p.m. this week, it's like they moved the afternoon silver bullet time up. Well, I was saying it was kind of a seek and destroy earlier. Highs and lows, taken close. It just has that trumpet look, expansion. So, like I said, I expected this. I called this earlier. There was no doubt in my mind this was where we were going to draw to. And maybe, the previous day's low most likely before it's over. But, yeah, it did everything it was supposed to do. So this is a great day to just go back over some of these entries. I mean, there's one right now even. This would be money, most likely. The previous day's low is here, but it's hard not to take that if it shows up. It'd have been better if this was a single candle. I was saying earlier that I had taken a trade where the displacement was 2 candles and the market structure shift was actually on the second one. And all the ones I saw from earlier today, the market structure break is the displacement candle with the fair value gap. So I think that's the way I want to go. I think that's kind of the way I want to go, going forward. This may still win, but the ones previously, I'm going to go back and show them here in a minute. Do I need a subscription to trade on TradeObate? I have money in a cash account there. I don't know what their limit is, or it's not really a subscription, no. The platform comes free with your account, and you get some of the add-ons free. I think you just have to pay for market data. Market data, and if you want to integrate Trading View, I think it's another $10 a month. No, I'm not in the trade. I just got done eating and doing some stuff. Again, I sat down with no prep, so I'm just kind of winging it right now. But I did look the charts over, and I saw the silver bullet stuff. It just fell so fast right now that I was hoping it would pull back and then make a dump later, but. Yeah, you got to have live data to trade, unless you're doing like a paper trade or something. But if you have an account with no data, you can't legally place a trade. You're not in the market. So I think it just shows you the market. I wouldn't like to think you'd be able to place a trade, because that would be dangerous at the least for your P&L. So I don't know if anybody watched ICT's video from the 2023 about algorithmic price entries and stuff. It's a short. I think it's like 10 or 12 minutes. Let me see if it's just right here. Yes, high frequency trading. If you get a chance, it's in the chat. It's pretty interesting. I mean, people say he doesn't live trade, and I don't care if it's real or not. If he's in the market and he's doing it and showing me how to do it, I can use that. and I'm all about trying to get better, whatever it takes. So anyway, he makes some really cool calls in that video. So and some great explanation, and it's not a long one where he's going off. If you have direct with Tradevate, you need to sign up for data description. Yes. And also yes. If you sign up with Apex, you've got their documentation, all of that. And if you sign up with Apex and you use Tradevate, you still get your data with your Apex. You don't pay both of them. But if you just have a Tradevate account, then you have to pay for your data. So I'm sort of getting double data, I guess, because I have an account and I'm also using Apex. So between the two of them, I should have double data. So what am I looking for here? Kind of want to see if this fair value gap holds, if we start to punch down some more, aiming for this previous day's low. I wonder why it's calling, oh, okay, so that's previous day, and we've already had a tap through that just a little bit. But it's like 2 ticks, so I could definitely see it punching lower. Still bearish on the day. I mean, we could blow through all of this and then take another leg down. I mean, it's hard to say. That's kind of what I'm expecting, I guess, now, because I'm still bearish overall. And this was a quick dump, not a lot of liquidity built. There wasn't a lot of consolidation in there. I don't have as much reason to believe it's going to go all the way back up just to take these 2 tops. Not since we're bearish. It already made a nice sweep and caught this. And still a little bit right here. If it hits here, I mean, that could be free fall. Because there's just not a lot there. So we'll zoom out a little bit. So some good liquidity at 66. Well, that is the previous day's low. If I went earlier than that, wow, we're talking about June since we've been this low. I guess I could have done that on the 4-hour and have been a little easier on my eyes. Yeah. I'm going to mark that out. Not with that though. Oh, it must have been a dot before. Okay. Not sure why that one's there. Let's get rid of that. So we got that marked. I see that fair value gap that it's in over here on the daily, I believe. That's this fair value gap. I'm going to draw it out and just kind of see if it lines up. It should show up on the other page. Yes. So this fair value gap right here is where we're at on the daily and everything else. So good reason for a bounce here. It came down into the 15-minute fair value gap, but it's got the 4-hour fair value gap that it also came into. So I'm going to leave that there. Mark that in case we do head down. I want to have as much information as possible. So I'm going to mark this one also. Okay, so how far underneath that is that? That's a good bit down, but I'll need them on there regardless. So for whatever reason, the indicator doesn't go back that far to draw out all the fair value gaps. It does on the daily, but I want something a little tighter than that. I know there's resistance here, but when I zoom in on it, there's these spaces. That should do it. I mean, I don't see us going down another 50 points. So there is good reason to anticipate a bounce out of here. So what I would do is put the fib on it and expect something, you know, it can come up as high as up in here and not be, you know, a reversal yet. That's just would be a pretty standard retracement. So it's just kind of good to know. If it does get up here and start stalling and you get a move back down, then we can anticipate that that was just a typical retracement and take a trade short, you know, based on if it bounces into something in here, right? There's all kinds of stuff in here that it could give us for a reason to, you know, enter. Can you hear me now, Todd? Yes, okay. Good deal. So expect some consolidation after the big, you know, distribution, accumulation, some manipulation. You had this fake market structure, you know, break. That's manipulative. And then up, and then distribution. So if you watch for it, you can always see the accumulation, the manipulation, and the distribution. It just repeats over and over. You know, the consolidation might be a little bit of a, you know, a upward movement or something, but this is consolidation. This is just back and forth, up and down. You could box it out, and it's, you know, opens or the closes are respected, opens respected, whatever. You know, so if you have that in your mind, you kind of expect, if you have a, you know, some sort of bias, you're going to wait for the move up into something, catch, you know, the failed swing, and then your eventual move down. So here's accumulation. We see a fake right here, manipulative inducement, goes against, comes back up. Doesn't need to go all the way back up here. This was the move, getting everybody to go long and then, or go short and then go long against them. They picked up a ton more orders doing that through all that process than they would have just gone up here and taken this top out. So this was, you know, this is market precision. It's very effective at doing what it does. So, and if you look at it from that perspective, I think it gives you an edge. I would draw the consequent encroachment of this, but I know it already closed below it. So, you know, if I was going to guess, I'd say it's right here where it's respecting, maybe. That seems like a level across here, somewhere in here. But there was a nice little move, you know. Showed better on the 5 minute, I think. Or the minute even, yeah. That was substantial, but, you know, is it enough? Like I said, I'd have felt better if I had this candle on this side. To me, that would have been a more viable signal. So this had a little hesitation here, real good right here, you know, but it just depends on how picky you want to be, you know. I would rather win 3 trades in a week than win 8 and lose 5, right? I mean, the net R at the end of the week is the same. It really is. So I can take, you know, the things that are substandard and accept the fact that my probabilities for loss go up, or I can be picky and just win those 3 trades that I'm supposed to win, following the exact set of rules that I have that I know give me the best chance to win. But everybody's going to do it different. I know, you know, I didn't have the patience, you know, a week ago or 2 weeks ago that I do now. It's just an evolving process of, you know, trial and error, getting spanked, touching that stove a few times, and then I saw someone posting today about a trade they took, and um, didn't do something right, but the lesson learned was, worth it, and that's really what it needs to be about. So as long as you learn from it, you can't really call it a failure. In fact, Pump C said you're either earning or learning. I want to put that up here too. I'm going to run out of room. I'm going to make a little thing for all my little markisms or notes or whatever, so I can refer to it. But if you think about that, you're either earning or learning. There is no losing. That's what he said. That's the mindset. That's the way you've got to get yourself to be able to think about this. Because if you feel like you're losing, you've got all kinds of reasons to feel negative and, let your emotions take you to places where you don't want to go. But if you look at it as it's your opportunity to get better, it's your opportunity to, eliminate mistakes, improve, then it's a positive thing. So, man, I can't believe it. There's nothing more frustrating than calling the play and then walking off the field and coming back and seeing the backup through your touchdown. I don't know. I think I've got sound. Can y'all still hear me? Oh, Masalani, I think you were. No, I unmuted you. You should be back on. So I'm going to go out and come back in. I know that helped some people earlier. I'll be right back. All right. We'll see. Did that help you out? So anyway, yeah, there it is. So I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm, a little irritated because I could have made up quite a bit of ground in those 3 moves that I saw that were just obvious winners. And now I don't know what to expect. I really wanted to go short. That was my whole plan for the day. Now I have to decide, do I try to stress and take a trade on a Friday afternoon and, go against my intuition a little bit? I mean, there's still plenty of opportunity for longs here. It could completely reverse or retrace back up into here, but I'm trying to figure out my level of confidence, I guess. That other liquidity is all the way down here. Well, we'll know here in a minute. If we close beyond this, that's pretty solid. And false ADRs can be good for, a standard deviation or two as well. Not unheard of at all, so let's look at that. Okay, so the colors suck. Go with that. So that's one standard deviation right here. Let's make them all blue. One standard deviation here, 2 to here. For it to go 2, that means it was a 3 retracement. That would be pretty high, so don't know that I anticipate that, but anything's possible. Do you think about a retracement due to TGIF on a Friday afternoon? Yeah, of course. but I'm always retracement minded. I mean, that's a setup that plays out, but and just another thing to look for. But even if it didn't play out, there'd be a retracement to some degree that we could take advantage of. That's like a turbo retracement. So we did close beyond that, which, well, not yet. Yeah, we did. We closed below the fair value gap and hesitated a little bit at the previous day's low, and now we broke through. So good liquidity stab right here, breaker right here. I'm going to kill this one. I'm calling that a breaker. I'm still working on breakers, so if that's not a breaker, let me know. But I see the low, the high, lower low, liquidity, take the whole candle, and then kind of recognize the middle. Triggered in on the 30-second, both NQ and EQ. Fired the same entry I took ES. Oh, okay, right on. Yeah, the 5-minute, take liquidity. I don't know where you saw that it. I mean, I guess it took liquidity here. The examples I saw, there was a little bit more back and forth, so it was a more obvious grab. But the one I took yesterday was kind of like that. There was only a candle or two in the area, and it, one went higher than the other, and I got in. So, and it would have worked, but I didn't put my stop where he said to put my stop. So that's frustrating. Did you use a 12-handle stop, Ms. Mania? If that's I'm not sure if you're talking about that 30-second model ICT showed, or just 30 seconds in general. On ES 5-handle. Right, I know, but were you using the 30-second time frame according to that strategy ICT put in a video a couple days ago? No, I did not. Okay, so we were talking about two different things. But the area that you took it was kind of a similar setup where he talks about if you get an hour punch in liquidity, you drop to the 5-minute and you wait for it to form a higher high and then drop down to the 30-second and take the first fair value gap in that direction. So I'm sure if we drop down into the 30-second, we can see here was probably the 5-minute liquidity right here. Here's the first fair value gap. Man, look at that. Doggone it. 10 handles. So that's your 30-second model from ICT right there. That's it. I mean, it comes down, this is from the amount of time it fell, right? That's definitely hourly liquidity on the 1 hour time frame. That was a push down. Then you get into the 5-minute time frame. You wait for liquidity to be taken to go the other way, which would have been here, real close here. If you drop down into the minute, he also said the minute, and I'll bet you there's liquidity taken in the minute right here. Yes. So push up on the minute, and then a liquidity swipe down to the 30-second. After the liquidity swipe, first fair value gap, take it right here, 10-handle target. 43.75, 43.62. That's it. That's the 30-second model. Todd, I'm going to make this a video, and you can go back and you can watch it as many times as you want, and even slow it down. But trust me, that's one you want to have in your toolbox for a continuation. That's what this is. It took advantage of the retracement. That's a good move. But now seeing it a couple times, it's going to make it a lot easier for me to take it. In fact, I'm going to put a 5-minute, 1-minute, 30-second split. I'm going to make a new chart layout, and I'm going to put that on there. That way, when I get into that area on my normal charting, all I have to do is just go over and hit that, and it'll be right there for me, and I can trade it. All right, so is this the push, right? That's what we want to know. No, no swing taken. All right, sorry. Give me 1 second. If I jump out and answer a message, then I lose the chat. There we go. That's exactly the time frame you use. Okay, right on. Well, I mean, when I saw it initially, I guess what threw me off, part of it was the 12 handle stop. All right, I need to understand that. And in the examples I've seen, it hasn't needed near 12 handles. So, and depending on what's above you and what your, what kind of structure you have and all that, I think I wouldn't want to just blindly put a 12 handle stop up there. So that had me a little bit concerned. And then I think I misunderstood. I was thinking we normally take, retracements from down here after this punch through on the hourly liquidity. So I was like, it was just not natural for me to play the reversal and the retracement like that. And I understand it now. If you get that movement in the 5 and the 1 minute, that's your signal, that most likely you're going the other way. So once I had it explained to me, I understood it. And then I saw it live yesterday, and I took that little trade, and it would have hit. And it was great. I mean, to catch that on the fly like that, I was just excited about it. I said, well, this looks like it. Let's take it. And it did just exactly what it was supposed to do. But my stop was like 3.5 points, and I played it chintzier than I would just my normal trade. For whatever reason, the pucker factor was real. So had I just given it my 5 points, I think it would have won, and I would have been talking all day about how great the 30-second model is. But I don't necessarily need to win to talk good about it, though, because I see it playing out. So amazing. And like I said, that algorithmic entries video that he posted, or that somebody put in the chat, I watched it, and it was really nice. So it's still kind of early for me to think this is going to rip. I also didn't get what I needed right here. This looks like a nice candle. It made a fair value gap. But there wasn't even really a weak 3-candle break of structure anywhere. And I'm not sure yet on the doubles here. I need to ask somebody if this counts as a break of structure when it's 2 equal highs but lower lows on each side, or lower highs. So if any of y'all know that, and you want to put it in the chat, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I couldn't take this. Kind of expect sometimes a 3-punch down, just like when you get a 3-way up. There's a lot of liquidity being taken. 12 handles, boyo, a 12 handle stop for a 10 handle target. Somebody else said he was just capping on the risk reward gurus out there, putting them in a tizzy. But, I heard that, and I kind of discounted the whole thing because I heard 12 handle stop, 10 handle target. I don't know the logic behind it. If they went back and back tested that and found out that, there's a 93% hit rate if you give it that much room, and I saw that data, I'd be like, oh, well, of course then, that would make sense. But it just went against everything I know. So we'll see. At 66, I might have had my move right here. If I'd have taken it right here and just ran it up to here, that would have been almost 5 points. I definitely would have been at break even, by now. I might have partialed out right here on this last fair value gap. If it pushed through, I might have got that. But I mean, that's the breaks. That's why I have a set of criteria. Usually, and it's New York too, so you can get 5 points with just a very little, reversal. So Maybe I need to play it a little bit looser. But I did go through and back test just displacement with fair value gaps, and it had a nice hit rate by itself for 5 points. Um, I'm not at the point where I'm going to trust it every time I see it, but from what I saw, it's something that definitely, can use another look now that I understand maybe the different confluences to add with it, higher time frame stuff. Inverse fair value gap. Oh yeah, big time right here. Right. I haven't made that part of my criteria so much yet, because I'm just now working on breaker blocks and order blocks getting a little bit more oh, Greg answered me. Back to the structure break question, that would not be a break. Okay, yeah, thank you. So for me, the first swing would have been up here. And that's why I like to see consolidation down here, because it brings your possible entry, lower, closer to this spot down here, where ultimately I want to put my stop. Yeah, it tagged that inverse fair value gap for sure. And and I appreciate it when you guys point that stuff out to me, because like I said, I'm trying to learn this too. And I know it, I know it's there. That's why I have this imbalance detector here, to show me fair value gaps that have been mitigated, right? So it's a real easy way to find your reverse fair value gaps, inverse. And Greg, since you were so helpful, if you would tell me if I got this breaker right, I'd love it. Low, high, lower low, liquidity sweep, breaker. Oh, but it should be the green candle. It's supposed to be the up candle, isn't it? So it would be, well, I'm going to wait till you answer. You might be answering for me. I just went with the highest point, I guess. Called that the breaker, but I think it matters if you're bullish or bearish. He's about to correct me. We'll know here in a second. If this fair value gap gets respected, then this is the move, because they'll get respected for a good ways if that was the move. So this fair value gap was mitigated. Not a great sign for the long, but there's still this one down here. So, but then you kind of gotta, if there is a breaker in here somewhere. So if you tried to trend this up, you'd have to take that into consideration. Does it bounce here and then continue? And if we look kind of at where the OTE is for that, oops, wrong fib. Yeah, see, well above discount, well above equilibrium, into the 62. Not a breaker. Okay. So I thought the low, new high, lower low. This is off of a big push down. If this was in consolidation, it might be easier to recognize. Trade it like an order block. Yeah, maybe that one. Up candle. This one kind of messes me up, that doji. Alright, so I'm going to take that off then, because I don't know. I got 3 different fibs here too. Clean that up a little bit. Whoa. Who's that? Okay. So bouncing off previous day's low. Oh, that's all right. You're fine. Like I said, I'm gonna play with that stage channel that gives us some different options. I think I can pull you all in here as listeners, and then if someone wants to say something, they raise their hand, and I can turn them on, and that way we're not having to go through the unnecessary whatever. I mean, y'all aren't a real vocal bunch either. I mean, I told you to hop on the mic and if you want to and talk. Some people, some do, but luckily I'm just a blabbery person. I can fill the silence. I think that may be I may be better at that than trading actually. That might be the missing component for a lot of people why they don't trade live because they're just not talkative and there's dead space and you're waiting for 30 minutes for something to happen and they don't know what to say. But target hit right on, boyo. As soon as it was a false day, I mean you can literally trade it like a reverse DR. I mean, um, when it does go false, it usually goes false for a little ways. So so if I thought this was the move, I would get back in, or I would have got in if I missed it at this point because I'm used to it coming way back. Before the final, rally, um, it's going to play a lot of this, games here to shake people out because it doesn't want to take you with them. Go over higher time frame bias once again. Oh, hold on a second. So this is the breaker in that leg. Not that whole green thing. That whole green box, Greg? No, that's not the breaker. I think I'm misunderstanding. The last down candle. Oh, okay. I got you. Oh, you pointed to it with an arrow. Duh. Right, there it is right here. Last down candle. Oh, okay. I would have swore it was the point candle up here. Because you got the low, high, lower low, and you take this one, or I don't know if it has to be the up candle or if the down candle can work, but I'll have to look into it more. Like I said, I'm still kind of working that stuff out. Do I use pure ICT? The high hasn't been broken yet. Okay. So low, higher, high, lower, low. All right, I got you. That makes sense. Thank you. Do I use pure ICT or do I mix something with? Oh yeah. I mean, I don't. I think there's always a little bit of mixing. I mean, I'm using the DR range for some session bias, I guess you might say. Um, I'm using the Kraken DR idea, which is a mixture of ICT and DR. A lot of the trades that I take might have ICT principles in them, so I would say they're ICT. Like when I'm using a fib to get discount or premium equilibriums, things like that, OTEs, that's all ICT. So yeah, mostly ICT. Gonna gamble one MES trade of the day for me. Oh man, hey y'all, he used the word gamble. It's on you. Fingers crossed. Okay. Some gambles you have you got a good chance. Some of the stuff's almost 50%. And if you only do it once, you've got almost a 50% chance of winning. But if you do it 100 times, then it doesn't feel that way. And yeah, Toshiro, since you asked, with what I started with and where I am now, it's like just a different universe, completely different universe. So when I started off, I was probably like a lot of people. I had the RSI, I had 3 EMAs. I tried the SAR indicator. I just tried a lot of different stuff, and I had enough success being lucky to where I thought I knew what I was doing. And yeah, and then you can win, you can have winning trades, but your P&L can still suffer because of the mistakes I was making were costing me a lot more than my wins were making me. Let's put it like that. So even though I was winning and had a good percentage, my P&L sucked. So you know, it took me a little while to figure out you're supposed to have both if possible, and that the P&L is more important. I didn't know that. I thought winning was more important, but now it's about capital preservation and losing less. That's why I put this up here. I want to lose better. I'm going to plan what I lose. I'm going to accept what I lose before I throw it in the market, and that takes a lot of the emotion out of it. So, and it takes a lot of the fear out of it too, because a lot of trades that I would get into, I know where my stop loss was, but I really didn't know how much I was going to lose on that trade. I mean, I'll be honest. That stop loss was more to keep the broker off my back, because I would get a message. If I didn't have a stop loss in, I would get an email. Especially if it was, getting close to the end of the session. So I had no certainty about what I was doing. It was all just trying stuff, just learning. Excited at the prospects and the opportunity, though, and that really had me spend a lot of time trying to figure it out. I'm pretty analytical, so when I get my teeth into something like this, and my job has suffered as a result, my relationships have suffered as a result. I'm sad to say, but if it all pays off, then everybody will be the better. So that's kind of what I tell them. So it needs to pay off, right? I can't put all this effort in and fail. I just won't accept that. And I definitely feel like I'm in an upward trajectory now. Oh my gosh. It's night and day from where I started. It really is. I look back. If you go watch some of my early videos on my YouTube channel, I should probably pull them down because I think I'd be embarrassed by them now. But, I was sharing my journey. And if you want to see a hopefully from rags to riches eventually kind of story, or at least see the progress that I evolved through trading, those early videos will someday be, really interesting. Breaker blocks versus mitigation blocks. All right, let's talk about it. Breaker block. Okay, that's a bullish breaker block. Mitigation block. So for me, because we're going down, for some reason I was thinking there was something in here across the top. Once there was this swing right here would create the breaker. And then the mitigation block, the mitigation block is when it fails to swing. That's right. So the breaker block, it makes the higher high. The mitigation block is the failed swing. And these are on the, okay. I guess that's bearish. Okay, yeah, you're going down. So higher high, lower low. That's the breaker. The mitigation is similar in that it fails the swing when it comes back up, but you treat them the same. So good stuff. Thank you for that. Right on, Sandemi. I'm downloading it. Got it. So, checking for new people. Akil, I don't think I've welcomed you yet. Everybody else looks like people I recognize. Sandemi. Yeah, got everybody. Oh, there you go, Boyo. Yeah, glad to help. Right on, Sandemi. I'm the same way. I've got stuff in 3 different places. I've got other people's notions of their stuff in 3 different places. So it's like information overload. I'm spending too much time trading, really, and not enough time studying. But I took a few days off next week, so I'm gonna be with you all week. But I'm gonna be spending all the downtime studying and digesting just a ton of information. I mean, honestly, thanks. When I started this Discord, I was just trying to help some people on my YouTube channel. I get some questions, and a buddy of mine, he invited me into his Discord server, and it was real. I understood it. I was like, oh, I can do this. So I went and created one, thinking that I would spend less time having to answer questions on the comments. I could just say, hey, come here and we can talk about it real quick. I'll show you on the chart. And from there, in 2 months, there's 1,000 people. It's like, wow. And, I started off promoting it as something for new and newer traders. But there's a ton of people in here that are like pros at this, literally pros. So I'm getting all kinds of good information from them. I've got notes, I've got charts, I've got tips. I've got a list of stuff, that I need to go through. One of them I got from Greg. I'm going to make a separate layout for that. And once I get it, I will share it and kind of show you something he was showing me. He's the one that helped me with that 30-second thing to figure out that was actually legit. We need to boost this channel, or you need to have someone help you with some details. Yeah, part of the problem is my internet. And I'm going to try the stage. Over the weekend, I'm going to work on setting up a stage instead of a voice live stream. The stage gives you 10,000 seats. And you can bring everybody in as listeners and then designate someone able to speak. And that avoids a lot of the issues with noise. And we'll just have to see how that works. We're on it, though. Yeah, 53 people won't cut it. I mean, that event that I've got for tomorrow has like 100 and something showed, at least signed up for it. Whether or not they all show up, but it was like 120 when I went to look. 128. So it's already pushing the 150 person limit now. Definitely have to, work something out. Yeah, still at my sister's. I moved my entire setup over here for a month or so. How do you determine which drawn liquidity to use when they oppose each other? Like previous session liquidity is down, previous week high is up, all in proximity. If it's in the middle, like if you go to a daily, you start with just the higher time frames, right? So we've been drawing down, like on one of these candles, we're definitely not reaching up on the monthly or the weekly, right? We've been in this mode now for days. So first clue is mostly bearish. Then you drop to your daily. It's been downward momentum for days. And you just go backwards, and you kind of find out where you are. Then for the trend direction in the time frame that I'm concerned with, I look at the hourly. I'll expand that. And I want to know on the hourly, because I'm going to plot pullbacks and try to catch reversals. I want to know how likely my silver bullet short is. So I'm going to really be happy when it gets up here. I'd be less excited about it if it was right here. So who was that asked that? MK. Okay, yeah. And then it's just backwards from there. Once you get an hourly idea of the trend, kind of know where you are as far as where you are in the pullback. You always fib it and find out where the equilibrium is. Optimum trade entry. Like if I was trying to pull this one, something like that. Optimum trade entry, perfect to the tick. Upper level 21%. I think. Do I have 2 fibs on there? I just look weird. And then once I understand this, and look for PDA references. Like I know there's really none in play on the hourly, but when I drop back down into these, and get a little zoomed in view, I see I do have some PDA support, above me. Still dealing with these lows and liquidity down here. So, and by the time I get down to my 5 and my 1 minute, then I have what I'm dealing with right now. I like the 5-minute stuff for these little micro moves. So you can see how it works. I mean, it respects the 5-minute enough for me to get in and get my 5 points. So these are real significant on this time frame for me. These matter, but I expect them to get traded through some. You can get traded through on the 1 minute and still be respecting the 5-minute. That's what you need to keep in mind. So if you're going to place a stop 1 tick above a 1 minute fair value gap, you're like right here, possibly. And you'd be better served going a couple ticks above this one if your idea is to use the fair value gap. I'm more of a swing person if I can fit it, at least on this time frame, I just started ICT 6 weeks ago, but Notion all of 22. Yep. Yeah, you're not alone, Macy. A guy that I got interested in trading just recently, the first thing he did, literally the first day or two, he went and pulled everything ICT has and downloaded it to his personal drive. So he was like, I can't lose this information, right? And I think I did it too, Let's look, since I'm not doing anything else. Okay, so these are just my ICT videos. If I go to my drive, trading stuff, yeah, I don't know. Oh, it might be in one of these. No, I swear I had it all on a drive somewhere. Oh, I know where it is. Check this out. Are you kidding me? There we go. So I've got, I don't know how many gigs of all of ICT's stuff, right? So yeah, Tristan's Notion is where I think all that came off of. But so I downloaded everything he's got also, so I shouldn't be laughing at Shannon because he did it, right? Every detail goes in there. Good job, yeah. The more you interact with the information, the stronger you're going to be, honestly. So those videos, I picked up stuff that I didn't even know I picked up, and then when I went back over it, I kind of recognized it, and going back through it clarified some things too. So, I mean, if this is what you're going to be about, that's what it's going to take. You're basically trying to be a brain surgeon, honestly, right? And you're trying to do it in 3 years. I think they have more memorization information that they have to have about a myriad of subjects, but we have to be pretty sharp as well to process all this information and manage the emotions and Some of those doctors doing this, I think they've done it so many times that they're just oblivious to it. They're like, thinking about what they're going to do after work while performing heart surgery. That's how cold I want to be on this, right? Eliminate the emotion, just perform the job. The Stoic Trader, yep. I got some stuff from him as well. I posted one of his, I think it was a market structure video in the chat. So we're building our own playbook here that's going to give you guys just an amazing resource, categorized, indexed, beginner A to Z. We're all going to be operating out of the same, or have access to the same, kit of information. So when someone asks me, where do I find this? I go to your playbook. It's the third tab, blah, blah, blah. I'll kind of show you. I mean, it's way behind where I said I was going to be in doing it, right? New traders, haven't started just putting stuff on the tabs that I want to use and eventually build around. ICT, all the models, the stuff that really hits. We're trying to filter it for you. We want to give you the best. I'm going to give you another backtest template. The journal's going to be in here. Links to all the educational stuff, the TradingView video that I did, the futures video that I did. Everything you need as a new trader, everything I needed as a new trader is going to be in that playbook. And way more. I mean, like ridiculous way more. Yeah, there's more. There's a couple things I haven't even told you all about yet. You're gonna trip. Yeah, there's more in the pipe, believe me. So I have no interest right now, obviously. It's setting up nicely though. The tighter the wine, the bigger the spring. You can help, Toshiro? No, I'm not writing a book. I mean, I'm making a playbook, but it's not writing a book. It's going to be just information in a Google Sheets that I'm going to give you the link to it, and you can copy it and save it, but you can also always download the latest copy from the link because it's going to be a living document as we add information, add sections. I want it to be really, 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 I want it to be like the premier source of educational content on the internet, right? That's kind of what my idea is for this playbook. So it's like something you guys, as soon as you know someone is getting into trading, you'd be like, oh, you got to have this, right? And it would get shared like that because the content, the value, how valuable it is and how free it is the best part. So this is where you go. The moving average, yeah. Forex guy, Ronnie or Lonnie or I can't remember his name. The moving average, he said he watched 900 plus from ICT, and now he is selling all the info on a 1 hour video. He said that way you guys don't have to watch the 900 videos to learn the strat. Artie, that's it. Well, there's lots of people that do that. A lot of the people that are selling courses and all of that, they're just regurgitating what they learned from ICT, but give them some credit. If they are simplifying it and you find enough value in that simplification, then there's nothing wrong with paying them. I would just be careful about doing it because I'd want to see them trade a little bit with it, before I paid to see their course. Because promises are easy, but when the pedal hits the metal, it needs to be the real deal. And I think some of them are better than others. I'm not going to name any names, but ICT Kraken does a really good job with his videos for condensing huge amounts of information. Here's the thing: You don't even need all 900 videos condensed. Uh, you need a portion of that in bite-sized chunks that you can adapt to quickly, learn, and use. I mean, that's the way I want to approach it. I want to be doing this in a few months. Into, if I would have started over where you guys are at, a few months of analyzing, back testing, paper trading, get in the market, maybe demo, play with some micros, start learning put some skin in the game. A process that doesn't have to take years and years and years if you start off good. So that's what I would need that course to do for me. Am not finding that out. Learned so much from you in a week or so, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, right on. It's good for me to hear that because I keep recognizing that I'm pretty new at this, and I know there's a lot of people that are probably thinking, well, he missed that breaker block. He called that wrong. But I'm not out here saying that I have all that down and that I'm trying to be, the guru. This is me learning how to trade. If you get some tips out of it, then amen. Yeah, I've heard about Arjo's content, and I actually saw ICT say that Arjo was one of his best students, right? He said if he had to pick somebody, and he really talked good about Arjo. And somebody else said, no, that was an AI video. And I was like, bro, I was on his channel. I mean, it was ICT. So, and I've looked through some of his stuff. The problem is I looked through too much stuff, and there's some really good guys out there. I've posted links to T-Trades, ICT Kraken, and it gets to the point where I've got videos linked and saved in places I don't even remember where they are that I'm supposed to be watching. And it's a feeling of uneasiness because it's like I'm pulling in too much, and I know I'm missing a lot because I'm not going back to get it all. But I remember it was important, and that's why I saved it. So in the back of my mind, I've got all this anxiety about, catching up and all the good stuff that's going to make me a better trader, which is motivating, but finding the time to do it is just difficult. And my job is difficult too. I mean, maybe some of y'all have to deal with this too, but I work 12-hour shifts, 4 on, 3 off, 3 off, 4 on. Or 4 off, 3 on, 3 off, 4 on. So one day a week, I come home Thursday morning dead tired, right? I worked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, come home Thursday. I've fallen asleep trying to trade New York, I really only have Thursday London and Friday New York to trade if I'm not at work. And trading from work is not how I want to do this. So it's stressful. I do okay, but is it worth the mental capital? And then my losses are amplified because, I couldn't exit when I needed to. I was away. So I have very little time to actually get in the market and just trade. On my days that's a short week, I'm coming home dead tired Wednesday morning. So I can at least sleep Wednesday and then I have all day Thursday and Friday like I do now. But even then, I'm trying to catch up all the stuff for the week that I didn't do because I was working 12 hours, coming home, going to bed. So after I get all that caught up, and I see all the moves, and it's like, I know in my, deepest being that if I could sit here for 5 days and trade, I wouldn't need to work. Even where I am right now, right? I believe that. If I could prep and trade and plan and watch, I just see so many examples through the week that I would have hit the trades. And, if you look at the market enough and you're in it enough, you can come to a chart, and I know most of y'all probably do this. You come to the chart, you immediately see break of structure, fair value gap, entry, big win, right? Then over here, you see, displacement, break of structure, fair value gap, tap, big win. And you go a little farther, break of structure, fair value gap, tip, huge win, right? That's what I see from today that I know I would have taken the trades on while I was at lunch, right? So I came back and we were in this move right here. And the way I trade with this many accounts, that is a week. I'm done. That's literally 3 weeks worth of trading on those 3 trades with multiple accounts. And I have to go do my my 6 to 6 job, knowing I missed out on that kind of money. So when I say FOMO is real for me, oh, ooh, hold on, I'd be a fool if I didn't take this. Now the trick is not to take it too early like I did once before. Wait for the fair value gap. So 1 tick above. So, oh, I'm in my bracket order. Get off. 1 tick above is going to be a buy as soon as this candle closes.
Order working.
God dog it. I'm sorry about that. Actually, to get to 66 or so. So I'm going to give it this much so I can get down here. That might be foolish, but I expect it to pull back a little bit. So there's my entry if it comes back. I won't take the second fair value gap. I either miss the trade or I get this kind of a retracement. And then once that's triggered, I'll put a stop down here, and I'll switch this to 20, and I'll break this trade into 2 trades. I'll target 5 points, and I'll target this liquidity probably if it hasn't already reached it. So that's the trade plan. Already figured out. I know exactly what I want to do. It's all based on good logic and reasoning, and I just have to see if it develops. I would have rather it came back before tapping this, but we're in the last hour, and this move here this is the buy move. I don't care what anybody says. Even if I lose the trade, this is always the buy move. I've had break of structure. Yeah, I don't worry about what's above me on these or below me. Because for it to go back up here, it's got to cut through all this, and many times it's just ripped straight up. So when I get this, that negates everything that's above me. I expect retracement. I expect some order blocks to be formed on these, but that's the kind of move that starts one of those pushes up there. Doesn't mean it's going there, but that's my thinking. That's always my plan. I want to make sure I'm on minis. I accidentally bought 40 micros or 40 minis the other day. You talk about stressed for about 5 minutes. I had this one clicked instead, and this is minis, and these are micros. And I had it set for 40. So it was a good trade, though. I made good money on it, but man, it was stressful. As soon as I hit the button, I was down $100, and I knew what happened. 4 minis, 4 ticks. 1 tick past my commissions and fees was pretty much $100. 2 ticks altogether, but. So, no, I'm just going to take the trade, man, If I get tricked, I get tricked. But I like that look. It's been dropping. I'm still bearish overall, but I believe when I looked at the hourly, right? Didn't the hourly tell me? Oh, okay. Man, we're at the bottom of this. We already went through it there. Do I have any? Okay, I've got a 15-minute fair value gap that I'm on top of here. If we get the 5 minutes also, if we get the 5 minute, I'll definitely feel better about it. I can get, if it does want to come back to 70.50, 70.50, we'll have to see kind of how long it plays around up here. I want to see the 5-minute fair value gap form for sure. If I don't get it, and if I don't get it, that's just the breaks, you know, if it doesn't tap back in. And we'll see, you know, this fair value gap was respected for the most part. I mean, it closed to, you know, to the tick pretty much. And yeah, look at that, man. If I'd have taken the second fair value gap, I'd had it. I'd already be out of the trade. 75, with 4 points. But let's see. Always expect a nice retracement. I don't really want to, if it takes enough liquidity up here, I don't want to long it now. Yeah, I'm probably going to cancel that idea. Because I would expect it to be turning around here just as a part of the downward trend anyway. And then even if it forms a 5-minute fair value gap here, it's got to clear 2 5-minute fair value gaps here. So I missed it down here, but there was no, well, I bet you if I went to the 32nd there was. No, not really. This wouldn't have been terrible, you know, to take it on the second one. And honestly, with the energy, shoot, that's what I should have been thinking too. Because of the energy of the move, I take the first one. Doggone it. That needs to go in my rules. Up here to remind me. I need to see that every day because I just messed up. I need to put that in here. When there's 2 fair value gaps and it's a lazy move, then I expect it to pull back farther than with that big of an energy. I wanted the top fair value gap, and it would have been perfect. I'd have been at 74. Oh man, I missed 4 trades this afternoon. 4 easy, beautiful trades. 3 of them I wasn't here for, but well, so we're fine because what goes up is probably going to come down in the next hour. That would be, wouldn't that be ideal? Get a huge push up here and then a reversal. Then I can take my short that I wanted to begin with. So that's just, you know, it can still work out. I canceled that order. Balance price range the same as a inverse fair value gap. Mark can answer that for you. Actually, Greg, Herman, they can probably give you a better idea of it than me. Balance price range versus inverse fair value gap. I think I treat all of them, I pretty much trade all of them the same. If it was created, you know, in a bearish move, I expect it to be resistance. If it was created in a bullish move, I expect it to be support unless it breaks, and then I expect it to be resistance. So fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, you know, eventually they are the same thing. If it goes through it, then you look for the bounce off of it. So all of these, you really just have to remember a couple things because most of them are kind of inverted. An order block can become a breaker block, etc. You know, if it gets traded through, it becomes support or resistance. It becomes the opposite of what you expected. So as far as balanced price range, um, I saw one of those. Maybe it was yesterday. I tried to call one out yesterday where it had the big wick on the left side and then the push back up and then a tap and then went away. So I think once you get it, the overall effect is the same, because if you have a balanced price range, say this is a balanced price range in here and it trades below it, you're just expecting it to act as, resistance and push back down off of it. So if you can identify the balanced price range, that's half the battle. But the expectation of how price is going to react to it, I think that's going to be pretty standard. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. So we just take a look, just for giggles. Optimum trade entry. If it reverses off of this fair value gap, and see what I said about, I don't care what's above me. If that's the move, it doesn't matter. It eats up everything on the way, up to, however far it wants to go. If it wants to take this out, these are going too. I mean, they just are. So to me, the criteria is more important than the environment. Let's put it like that. The criteria outweigh the environment for me. Once the criteria are met. At any other point in time, if it was just meandering on up there, then at the hour fair value gap, yes, I'd be looking for a retracement, because it's no energy, no fair value gaps, no indication that it's institutional order flow. But when you see this, that's a bank, that's a hedge fund, that's JP Morgan saying, buy this puppy up. We're going to take all these orders that we accumulated, stopping these people out, and we're going to push the market in distribution, right? So I'm now looking for the original short that I wanted, but I have to really see. I don't have a good enough break of structure opportunity here. I wouldn't take this break of structure. I want to see a couple failed swings. I never think this is the high, right? If it makes a point right here and comes down a little bit on a move like that, I wouldn't hesitate a whole lot to try to scalp that back at least to a couple ticks below that low. Depending on how much it comes down, I'm not going to try to 3-pointer or 1-pointer. But if we come back down a little bit, down into here, and I can get 5 points to make a new high or a couple ticks below, that's not a terrible trade in my opinion. Yeah, 5 minute is more substantial than 1 minute for sure. And this is a great, a great setup for however high it wants to go. It definitely, it made half the range basically in 2 candles. So that's energy, that's intent. That's not giving you a lot of time to think about and find an entry. The market wanted to leave without you right here. And when that happens, that's generally means it's still got a ways to go. If we can get a pullback into this one at 79.50, look at that, 6 points, 5 points right there from right here at 79.75. So I'm looking at it. We'll see. I already took a loss today, so I'm not thrilled, but I deserve that one. I just sat down, 3 minutes before the open, and was in a trade 3 minutes later. So the more it consolidates, the more it tells me it's still going to go long, because very rarely will you get the a reversal off of the consolidation after a move like this. Just straight sideways. I mean, that's engineering more liquidity for another push. So And even if it was going to come down, it would go up first. So either way, it's going up. So let's look at it. Where are we at? We're at 15.15. Okay, so this was a punch through our liquidity right here. Okay? This candle took hourly liquidity. So I'm on the 5 minute now. I'm going to look at that 30-second trade again. I'm on the 5 minute over here. Technically it took liquidity right here, but the examples I saw needed a little bit more. Maybe on the 1 minute, it took enough. In fact, what do you want to bet? There's a fair value gap on the 30-second right here. So there's your 1 minute liquidity grab, 1 minute or 5 minute liquidity grab, 30-second fair value gap. I swear this is the model. I swear it is because I'm bearish, so. Let's see if it comes up and taps that 30-second fair value gap.
Dame un segundo.
What's that? Someone tell me to stop if I'm acting irrationally, but I just want to prove this thing out, and I'm willing to make the trade to try it. Bam. That was it, really.
Order filled.
All right, so I can't give it 12 handles, though. I can't make myself give it 12 handles. That would be 96. Are you kidding me? How do you do that? That's got to be wrong. It's got to be wrong. I just can't figure it out. So I went off the 1 minute liquidity grab, taking this out, and the 30-second fair value gap. I don't know, But that's part of the benefit of being in this Discord. You get to see this live, I'm trading the model, right? If there was something I did wrong, I need to know. Or if it works out, then I know, that's something I definitely want to incorporate more. But I'm going to test it and find out. Now I got to figure out where my stop goes. I took the order at 84. 89 gets me a couple ticks above that fair value gap.
Order working.
I can't believe it's going to go down. I'm so believing it would go up still. So there's my 5 handle stop. Up above this fair value gap and this fair value gap. What would 12 points? 12 points would be 96, man. 96 would put me over the top swing, though. That's my favorite spot. Oh my God. I can't stop from pushing it up there, because if I lose 2 of these in a row because I didn't follow the clear rules that ICT gives, all right, you win. You win. I'm using a 12-point stop, aiming for 10 handles, y'all. Call me crazy. But I know y'all want to know, right? And then 10 handles from 84 would be 74. It's in a good spot, that's 74. I gotta say. I went short, so I need to buy down there.
Order working.
So I like this location for, when it does eventually come back. I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh my God. It's crazy that I'm doing it with, so little testing on it, but the logic is all here. It all makes good sense. We're bearish. We've got support. The target and the stop loss couldn't fall to better places. I mean, legit, right? Look at where the target is. This would be the first really substantial liquidity on the way back down if it wants to do whatever. That's perfect. That's exactly where I would put it. A couple ticks below this or above this, because I'm not going to target the absolute low. And then the stop loss is like exactly 2 ticks above the swing. I mean, I could not place that trade any better if I tried. As far as just my mechanical rules, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm trading MES. I'm charting on ES and then switching over to MES and then letting you guys see on Trading View, what's really going on. I mean, it's getting support though. I mean, the low is getting support. Fair value gap here. I just can't believe it's going to leave this up here. But again, that's the whole idea about seeing the trade and taking the trade. I mean, you'll talk yourself out of it. Your fear will talk yourself out of it, and your greed will talk yourself into it when it's not necessarily the best thing for you. We put it like that. The mechanical rules were there, so I took them. If it wins, that's great. I followed the rules. If it loses, that's great. I followed the rules, right? I mean, I have no control over what happens now. What I had control over, I managed, and I did exactly what I'm satisfied with. I'm not crazy about the 12 handle stop, okay? I'll say that. But if it gives me what I want in the end, I'd have to admit, that, and we'll see, let's see what happens. 12 handles, I feel really good about this trade. I mean, I don't care what it does right here. It's got to get through all of this to get to me. And we've still got 30 some minutes. So anything's in play right now. Yeah, he said the win rate was like 93%. So, I don't know, I would have won yesterday, so I'm already
Oh no, Franco.
I'm already 50% if I lose this one because
No.
oh, what's that?
Franco.
Who we got? Cougar, got to turn you down. Oh, is that Cougar? No. All right, I'm quiet. Just have to see. It is what it is, right? I mean, that would basically be, it could wick through that and not be a huge difference in market structure, but if it breaks all the way through here, that would be, substantial even on the hourly because we're several hours in. So we're talking about hourly structure here. The 30-second strategy that ICT Sun uses. It looks for an hour. It looks to be, in this situation, you'd look to be bearish. You'd look for an hour draw on liquidity to be purged. Then you drop into the 5-minute or 1 minute and look for another purge, which right there, I mean, that's perfect. We had some consolidation, a nice purge here, nice fair value gap created here. I took the first fair value gap short, gave it 12 handles. This is the trade. So it's not even me trading anymore. Honestly, that's how easy it is to lose in a situation like this. If you follow the instructions in the model, that's a beautiful stop hunt before a reversal. If you follow the rules, no matter what happens here, I win. I win because I'm not basing my performance on the P&L. I'm basing my performance on the execution, the precision, the details, the confluences, everything else. And then if I win, great, but if not, it's on to the next trade. I don't see it coming back up here. You had your consolidation. If we would have drawn the box, right? Top was purged before the reversal. It's coming down. Now, what I expect it to bounce off of, I don't know. I guess maybe, does it close above here? How much respect is this fair value gap get? This is still on the 32nd, so not substantial. And we're bouncing off of a 5-minute, so, but we had a good push, so it could come back. 5-minute over here. Another baby 5-minute up here that was, touched. I wouldn't make it necessarily to the order block. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, that's algorithmic precision. It filled it perfectly, rejected. That's a rebalance, of an inefficiency, delivering the price. This is all like ICT 101, honestly. This is a little added, some sprinkles on top with the 12-handle stop, but I didn't know if he was kidding when he said that. I didn't know if he was trying to jig at somebody, or if somebody else said he was messing with the R&R gurus, And ICT would do that. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. He would not say something like that to get up under some people that he's, kind of passive aggressively trying to address, right? I mean, big time. So that gave me a lot of hesitation and confusion. If he posts in a video, yeah, I was just jacking with you about the 12-handle stop, I'd really be disappointed. I don't know. He could do it, but I don't think he would. But in the back of my mind, I know that he could. So it's like, it kind of gives me a little hesitation. But I'm digging this price action right now. It gave me the consolidation. It gave me the upthrust. Huge. It's definitely coming down here. If you don't think it is, I don't know what to tell you. It's not going to run off and leave consolidated liquidity down here. Very rarely. I have to say that. I have to qualify it, because what do I always say? If something ever happened 100% of the time, we'd find it and we'd exploit it, and we would all be in with 10 contracts right here going short, because we know it always breaks this low. So it's designed to not give you that. If you don't think these people that create this algorithm sit here and trade it with us and explain their logic into the program and what they expect to see and what they would wait on and how they would plan their trades if they could find something that they could manipulate, they've been through this in spades. I mean, they've got people who PhDs from you name the university in mathematics, statistics, calculation, psychology, everything, in focus groups with rooms full of traders trying to figure out how to take our money. So if you don't think you need to work and figure this stuff out in order to beat that, the idea is to last longer than it takes for you to figure that out, capital preservation. Now, how far? I don't know, but I'm in it to win it now, so it's like, I don't care. I'm getting my 10 handles, so I'm taking my 12-point stop. I want to prove this. I do. I want to prove it works. And if it does, I'm going straight to Reddit and I'm mopping the floor with these excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. All the people that talk shit on him, I've never seen this in a Wyckoff book. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they talk about the stuff that he uses that resembles what other people use. Well, that's fine. I mean, he learned it, but he put it in a format that's, it's, how would you say it? Just a grand design, right? You might have got a piece of that in one book, another piece of that in another book, another piece of that in, what's his name, Larry Lawrence. How many different people would you have had to go find and catch the right book and the right paragraph to put all of this together for yourself? The value is immeasurable. And I don't care where it came from. Does it work? That's the only question I ask. Does it work? And that's what I told them, but they're so anti-ICT and you're a cult member, you're a fanboy stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I probably watched 2 or 3 of the 2023 videos. I don't get in on all the spaces that he does. There's enough in what he's already put out to make me wildly profitable. And I don't want to take a chance on gumming up what I know is already useful with stuff that's going to maybe confuse me or set me back. So, and other people I know that have taken that approach that I respect, you know, the level that they're at, and that's what they're doing. So, you know, it makes sense, you know. Once I'm like working from home and pulling down $250,000 a year, then I'll check out the 2023 model because, you know, I might be bored. You know, this might be too easy for me. I'm going to add some spice. I might only want to trade 1 day a year, and he might have put something out that shows me how I can trade 1 day a year, you know. All right, so we're in money now. So if this trade wins and I hit this 10 handles and I put it on YouTube, y'all better share it up because I just risked, well, it's eval money, but still, you know, I risked some of my mental capital to take this trade. I wouldn't have taken this trade if I wasn't live. Just, you know, I want to give you guys something to kind of, you know, say, whoa, that was pretty cool, you know.
Ay, era obvio.
He found it yesterday or the day before, and he traded it 2 days later. This is supposed to inspire you that what we're learning works, and what we're trying to explain to you and show you works. And if you put the work in, it will work. All right, that was my rah-rah speech. I was supposed to get a... No, not a quack. No. I need something better. Yeah, I like the clap, but I want something like the clap is the medium, okay, and then I want something that's like, hell yeah. Yeah, I know. That's what you get for my corny jokes and stuff. If someday I might bring my mom in here, believe it or not. She's pretty good technologically, and she's funny. She's a hoot. She's 90, and she still does shows at nursing homes for people. She's got a comedy act. She sings. She dances to Elvis. Does the twist on stage. It's amazing. So if you're wondering where I get my energy and my enthusiasm, it's from my mom. So at what point does he drag the stop down? He never said, right? Do I just leave it up there? I don't know. I mean, if I move it, then I feel like I moved my stop and I'm bad. But at the same point, if it comes beyond this, I'm probably in trouble. We're just going to leave it. I really want to recoup my win from earlier at the minimum. I need $11 for that. So this is what it looks like on here. Tracking each account. One account was a little higher than the other, so I recouped my loss. But I need my drawdown back too, so I need another $150 in drawdown. Here's my working orders that show me, shows me my target and my stop that I had created. Oh no, dude, are you kidding?
Order working.
Alright, so if it comes up this far, I'll take off half. And then 2 ticks below break even. Then this one I have to cancel and make it a 2.
Order working.
And now I'm all set. Are we good, Greg? I'll get my half if it comes back to here. I'm gonna stay 1 candle above to take my partial. And if it just comes straight down and hits my target. So Don VN said the 12-point stop loss and 10-point TP was for NQ. So I should have been like way below that. That's crazy, man. Right? I took an NQ stop loss and target and applied it to ES. If I still win, I mean, it's on. I'm going to get half of it taken out right here probably. Don't you dare dump from here. Don't you dare dump. What? Ah, you bum. I'm still lower in my drawdown than I want to be. I guess because it went against me a little bit. I'm still like 150 bucks below in drawdown. I'm so lucky. Where's the luck? Show me the luck. Well, other than placing the target and the stop real crazy. I can't believe that. Man. Hey, you know what? It was the perfect place for where I wanted to be. So it is what it is. Yeah, you're right. The range for ES needs to be much smaller. You are correct. And I'm going to give that a little bit better chance to win. I would still be at not quite 5 points. I have to pull it down another tick or so. Whenever it does this, I expect to pull back up here to take the liquidity again by at least a tick or two. 2 ticks on 3 up. It gives me enough room to cover this liquidity here if it's just a punch, if it gets taken. If it just continues to dump, then I'm gold on all 4 contracts. But I would need to...
Order working.
If this doesn't get taken, then I need to mix these together to make it 4 because I'm still in for 4 right here. So this is my partial for 2. I would need to change this now to 2 because I'll definitely...
Order working.
This would fall before this, so I don't want a 4 up here because it would sell 2 and buy 2 more, or put me back in for 2. So it's complicated having to do this with Tradevate, but it's doable. So I'm in for 4. I've got 2 above me and 2 below me. Split. I'm trailing this one. If this gets tapped, then the other 2 would come up here and get tapped. How much time we got left? We got 6 minutes left. 6 minutes. I want the win. This tells me it's coming down here.
Concha tu madre contra Namibia. Namibia, weón.
I hear you, Pablo. So I got to turn you down. "30-second breaker could be trouble." Yeah. We'll see. You know what? I'm happy no matter what. I could have had my 5 points. I could have had my win. I'm just doing this for entertainment value right now. I'm going to win no matter what. But I want to make it as entertaining as possible. Let's put it like that. Still expected to come back up here at least. I need to be ready if it doesn't though, so I'm going to put it within 1 tick. Cover both my targets right here real close. You know, and if it comes down with energy, I will pull this all the way down and I'll bring this one to where this one was, or maybe give it a couple ticks. So I think I will separate that. Let's take the partial and then come right up above this candle here and take a shot at this liquidity. If I get this one. We're building another fair value gap here. Would be awesome. I would be thrilled if it didn't close this right here. Let's get a big punch down. Let's make that big move. We got 3 minutes, 4 minutes. It's coming down. It's coming down.
Order filled.
All right. So partials in for 2. I'm taking out 2. I've still got 2 in. I'm going to trail this just above that candle and target a couple ticks above this liquidity next. So no matter what, I get my full 5 points. Actually, I get over that, almost 6. If it comes back against me, but I'm risking that to take on and get another like 7, 8 points. And then as it gets closer down to here, I'll just keep trailing this down. So I don't want to go too tight though. I want to make sure I'm giving it equilibrium on the leg at all times to tap through if it does reverse. So right now 75, 50, I could give it this candle. Right? I'm allowing for a retracement, but not enough to take me out. So now I'm definitely in over almost 8 points.
Sudáfrica,
We've
Irlanda,
got
manso
fair
partido.
value gap support here. All right. And see what I mean about cutting through. Look at what it cut through to get down here. If I would have hesitated up here saying, wow, look at these fair value gaps, you know, that's not going to work. Your criteria needs to be your guide. Your criteria outweighs your environment. You know, there's probably circumstances where that's not true, but it's my line of thinking that if I see this and I back tested it, in the how many hundreds of times have I back tested it, this won, you know, 70-80% of the time. So again, equilibrium is about here somewhere. Give it this candle. At some point it's going to retrace, and I want to, but I don't want to lose five points on the retracement either. So you know what? Tighten that puppy up a little bit. That gives me this fair value gap here. What are we going for? I mean, what do you think? I think I'm close enough to the bottom on this one. I'm not asking for every tick. If there's an order block or something down here, it could tap into it and still give me my profit. Okay, equilibrium again. At some point it's going to retrace. I'm going to keep this candle's fair value gap, and I'm going to go a tick above that candle. That's be the third candle in the formation. Actually, it could retrace a ton. There's enough time, 245. But even if it does, I made 11 points on both contracts. So it's a double whammy trade. Your new nickname is 12 Gun. I vote you take your profit. I took my 5-year, 5R, and I'm out. Right on. Nice trade. Good end of the week. Yeah, this is the end of the week right here that you want. I mean, what better way to end it, you know? even here. I'm thrilled. And there's too much time for it not to come up and play some games before coming back down. But I gave it the room I'm comfortable with, right? This is a great spot. I should have added, is what I should have done. Next time I'll add, okay, with my 10 handle target and 12 handle stop loss. Oh, 12 gun. Is that what you're talking about, Todd? 12 gun for the 12 handle thing? 12 handle stop loss? 12 gun. I love it. There's 6 guns and then there's 12 guns. Yeah, no doubt, Ron. I mean, this is going to be my best video ever. I hope you guys share the hell out of this. I don't ask for much, but
Order filled.
I just validated the 30-second video. If you can find someone on the internet that has validated the 30-second trade live in front of 50 people and it's only been traded 14 months, I want to know about it. I mean, that's worthy of a share or two. I've still got orders working, but I'm going to leave them open since it's paying me. No, I'll get out of it. All right, I'm out. Okay, so drawdown is back to 100%. I started the trade down $100 and something because I took that silly trade this morning. Ended up, I'm a third of the way on the eval. That's great. And about $2,000 of profit, $3,000 of profit on this trade because I was down $1,000. Now I'm up $2,000. The last 15 minutes of the session is always, it's just always money. There's something going on. And with 12 minutes left, if it gets taken this out and it wants to go long, I'm going 10 and 12 again, baby. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. We need a laugh or something. Ha ha ha. Or who knows about Discord sounds that can send me some sounds that would make this more interactive, I guess. If you have any, yeah, send them to me. But you see what I do on Tradeovate to make this work, because you can't use the bracket orders. If someone needs a video on that or something, or maybe we'll talk about it in our Silver Bullet thing tomorrow. This is usable and it works. You just got to remember to break your orders back down to create new orders, because you start with I started with a 4-handle stop loss, but I wanted to break it in half. If you don't break the stop loss in half and you take a profit, a partial, well, now you're at 2 contracts. And you get back up in here and you hit this 4, right? It's going to leave you in the market for 2 contracts. And if you're not paying attention, that can run away and cause you a lot of problems. So I've got a step-by-step for it on one of these. On one of these, I just haven't incorporated it into this yet. Once I get that, you'll see the steps that I follow. Place stop, if partial's taken, if, then, or type stuff. Can I make that, hey Todd, can I make that part of my promotional effort? The trading game, home of the 12 gun. Oh man, that's a riot. I missed the entry as always. I'm assuming it was an OTE entry. Miz, it kind of was, but I took the 30-second ICT Sun strategy and used that up here. The hour liquidity grab, the 5-minute consolidation, minute takes liquidity, reversal, 30-second fair value gap, you go get your money. The only caveat is that I used the parameters from NQ and applied them to ES, which in this case, it worked out amazing. but I wouldn't recommend it. So it's more like a 5 or 6 handle stop then, which is what I would think would be normal. I mean, and what did I need? I didn't need anything for a stop. I mean, I got in at, yeah, I needed a little. I got in at 84.25, at 84, and it went to 90. So I needed a 6-point stop. So I needed a 6-point stop and a 5-point target. If it breaks down like that, if it's a silver bullet type trade on ES, but because of the position it was in here, it just, it just kept on going. I don't expect that every time I take that trade. Trust me. If he's targeting 10 points on NQ, then I don't want to be targeting more than 5 or 6 on ES, which makes it a normal, ICT type quick hitter. So 8 minutes left. Don't even want to know. I had some levels drawn down here, lower liquidity levels. If it attacks this, I wouldn't be surprised. We are bearish. It's got energy through, this isn't just a little liquidity grab. This is on the 5 minute, so we're down 5 points below. Man, I called this nice today. I swear. You know what? I'm not even mad that I missed those other 4 trades. I'm really not. Because I look at this market today, and I know this is going to happen again and again and again. And if you figure this out, just this market maker kind of buy and sell, you don't need nothing else, Consolidation, manipulation, distribution. Consolidation, manipulation, distribution. I don't know about here so much. I mean, this is consolidating right here, up and down, up and down. Get a big push down. Always expect it to go down before it goes up. Always expect it to go up before it goes down. If you're in a trade, that's comforting, because when it starts going against you, you just remember, oh yeah, it has to go against me. That's the rule. You didn't fail. Don't get anxious, Get your OT, get your fib out, find out where your OT is, set your mind at ease, because you expect it to go into OTE on a good retracement. Up here you can start getting kind of nervous, but still remember that it does this all the time within a tick and reverses. So you're never out of the game until you get stopped out right up here. And don't move your stop. And then there's nothing to regret. If I would have moved my stop on the trade I lost earlier and it kept going, that would have just totaled my mentality for the day. I did something stupid. I don't have any discipline. I can't control myself. Oh man. But I just watched it hit my stop and I was like, cool, trade didn't work. Next one might, and bam. The methodology, the concepts are solid, man. I mean, it's so solid. I mean, it's not always this clean, don't get me wrong. There's going to be shit days, there's going to be shit weeks. But this makes up for a lot of it, If I'd have sat here all day, oh my God, I would have passed my challenge probably. Or, been halfway there, 3/4 of the way there. If I'd have took all those trades like the one I just took. So 6 minutes, I'm just curious, do we hit this on a Friday? I don't see how we can't. Let's look for the wicked stop hunt up. Here, let's look for the wicked stop hunt up. And then the final push down. This is all fake. It's not a real fast move, but it's not, like when I see it on Tradeovate, the stop hunt that I'm looking for is usually like a pop. It's that fast. It just goes pop and comes back down. And then it starts working its way the other way. But I mean, that still counts. If it comes all the way back down, then that's your stop hunt before the final purge of, very distant liquidity. Very distant. I think it was like June.
La comida. Se come la comida.
I can hear you whispering. So I'll probably print this one and put it around me somewhere. So like when I'm feeling like crap because I had a bad day or something, you need to celebrate your victories and use that. I'll journal this. I'll talk about everything I did right, whatever I did wrong. It goes in the positive bucket when I'm starting to question whether or not I can do this. Yeah, I can do it. I just everything else just has to be right. Was I upset? Was I tired? Was I anxious? Um, what other factors are impacting me? Because when I'm sitting here just looking at the charts, talking to you guys, watching price action, in control,
Pero calma, la
then
frase
anything's
comía la
possible.
comía.
We got 4 minutes. I'm leaving this one open in case it does its little thing. I keep telling you guys about it. I know some of you have. There was a period where I didn't stream for a little while, and you've seen me in that trade. So the last few minutes, I'm always going to be right here talking about this is what I expect, and if I see it, I'm not going to take it today because I'm great for a Friday, but I want to show you that it happens and how you can capitalize on it. Sometimes it's just the last few minutes, is a huge liquidity swipe, which will get you, sometimes 5, sometimes 15 points. And it's easy. It's low risk, high tight stop, just above when you see the stop hunt and the violent move. You don't see it on TradeAvate so much, or TradingView, because it's a little bit less feedback. It moves like once for every time this moves 3, something like that. Which kind of sucks because I've had slippage where, I'm watching the price and I hit the button and I know what I should have got it at. And on TradingView, it was 3 ticks difference. And, 3 ticks with a contract is $37.50. 2 contracts, 75, 4 contracts, $150 you expected to have that you didn't. And you're like, what the hell? So, and that's why I like executing on this one. I don't mind setting limit orders for that because when it hits the price, it hits the price regardless. But as far as the visual feedback that you're getting, it's not as clean for me on TradingView. And if you're swing trading or something, or you're doing more bigger moves, it's not as big of a deal. But some of the stuff I get into is looking for ticks, to get my partial or to get my whatever. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Let's find out where that liquidity was at. It was at 350.250. So right there. In the last minute, let's see, stop hunt and then a push. One minute. And it just went sideways yesterday, but today's Friday, and I just can't believe it would just leave us hanging like that. Although, I guess I can't call that leaving us hanging. Normally when I see that move, it's in a consolidation and we're waiting for the move. This is a little different. We already got, this could be the stop hunt. But I want to see it start vibrating. You just have to come back another day. That's how I keep y'all coming back, is I keep teasing this move. And every day I know you'll all be here. It's 5 minutes to 4 New York time. All right, if it doesn't do it, you got to do the wah, wah, wah. Nope. So sideways it is. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock New York. Now it's still got an hour. Thank you. I was waiting to, get some engagement. I don't know if you guys are even listening. I don't know who's all there. Rowan, I hear you. I got you server muted too. How is that? Maybe it's not Rowan. My bad. All right, well, like I said, I'm going to post this. I'm going to put it on Twitter and YouTube. I'm going to make it real easy to share. I'm not going to say something cringy. I'm just going to talk about validating the ICT 30-second model or something like that. And if you'd share it, I'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll have to mention in there that, well, they'll hear me talking about it because I'm talking about it during the trade that I took the 12 handle stop instead of 6, but hey, it worked. I see some of you typing There's a whole bunch of people typing, so I'll hold up. Great day, though, man. Great end of the week. I hope everybody crushed it. We got stuff to look forward to. The indicators coming out. Tomorrow, we got the mentorship walkthrough, the review for the videos. I think we were 11 to 15, so 10 a.m. New York time. No, 10 a.m. 9 a.m. New York. It's in the morning. I can't remember what time it is. We've got it posted though. And then after that, I'm going to do the Silver Bullet walkthrough tutorial for an hour or so until we run out of questions. I got some really great information I'm going to cover. Examples I'm going to go through step by step slowly. So Brian, if you're in here, where's Brian? Brian always bails on me. Whoever it is that's wanting to just really go slow and, talk about it. I won't be trading live. I'll be able to focus a little bit more, which I think I do good even when I am trading live because there's so much time in between. But it'll just be a real relaxed atmosphere to go through it, work through it, do some back testing together. I've got a video that I made of probably my best Silver Bullet execution, and it's got some really great examples visually for you to know, what is displacement? Well, this is displacement. What is a fair value? If you go back today and you count how many winners we had, it should really inspire you. I mean, you don't need a lot to do this. You really don't. Just when it presents itself like this, and a day like today gets you through everything else. So I saw a whole bunch of y'all typing, but nothing came out on the screen. Does it show me if you're typing in regular chat, I wonder? And it just shows up as people typing? I was waiting for whatever responses those were. Greg, I saw you typing. Boyo, were you guys typing somewhere else? That'll help me to know. If you guys are typing somewhere else, then I guess I'm probably done. Rowan, I hear you. How come I can't mute this guy? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I hear somebody whispering, Mark.
Yeah, it's Rowan. I didn't have him server muted. Sorry, Rowan. At least he's whispering, right? I mean, that's a good thing. So still waiting for someone to tell me if they were typing for me or typing in the chat somewhere. I see Rowan typing. No problem, brother. I know what you're going to say. But maybe he's typing in the chat too. Man, I'm so confused.
That was cool, Mark.
What's that? Hey, what's your name? I can't. Is it Greek Bear? I can't do the no vowels.
No, yeah, I'm Greek, so I found that and I started calling myself Greek Bear. I've had that handle for Jesus 15 or 20 years now.
Okay, well I can do
But
Greek Bear if I know it's Greek Bear, but I
but
didn't want to be calling you Grek Bear or something,
no, it's Greek Bear. But obviously my name is Nick, so
Nick,
just for
okay.
your knowledge.
I'm good with names, so
Anyway,
I'll remember that, Nick.
okay, not a problem at all, Mark.
Right on,
Anyway,
thanks.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute back out. But I thought that was pretty cool, crickets.
I asked the same question 4 times. Ms. Mania is the only one that's her last entry. So I'm assuming everybody's done. If you're not, you can DM me at any time and or catch me in chat and I'll answer your questions. Remember though, go back through, talk to the guys in the trades channel, go through and interact with them because that keeps them enthused. And I want everybody to be engaged and productive, and producing good content for you guys. I don't want to lose them because they're like, this isn't worth the time. I'm spending all this time. And that's how I would feel. So, suspected spam. No, thank you. Anyway, and it'll benefit you more than anybody as far as the knowledge that they have and, what they're willing to share with you. So do that. Remember to share the video that I'm going to make. I don't want to have to get like Ricky where he's like, if I get 100 shares or 100 likes, I'll do the live stream. But like I said, this is the way you guys pay me for my time helping me promote this Discord. So I don't want to get to that point, but if I can't get any help, then eventually I'm going to lose my enthusiasm for it. So that's what enthuses me is you guys helping me out. I've been asking you to promote ICT Kraken, you know, like on Reddit or anything from him, because he's giving you guys the kingdom. I mean, you know, free indicators, custom indicators, that stuff gives us edge, you know, and he's giving it to you for free. So I need you guys to do your part to make this work. So, all right, enough of that. But anyway, thanks for everything, and I will catch you later or sometime next week. I'm going to be off all next week, so I plan to do a lot of live streaming. I'm going to start trying to encourage some other people to get in here and live stream. We got some real hitters in here, I'm telling you. I mean, this is going to really be a great group. It really is. So stick around. Hope you enjoyed everything. And this time I'm going to cancel my recording at the right time. Holler at y'all.